Bronwen Summers. Good evening and welcome.
Kia ora koutou. As I've said in my submission, I live in Waltham, which is one of the poorest communities in the city, with a very high number of, in fact the highest number of solar parents, I think, in Christchurch, and real poverty really from what I see. Huge number of rentals, including that dreadful thing that was built on Waltham Road, where I think 8 of those are owner occupied and the rest are rented out. And I'm really here because the community concerns me. I spend quite a bit of time down at the Waltham Community College, and I know the council supports that and puts money towards it. But I doubt I've met anyone there who isn't a solar mother, to be frank, living on the bones of their bum. And I honestly don't know how they can possibly afford to send their kids to the swimming pool as often as they would like to. I'd like to see prioritised social housing, so the council gets back to the number of housing that we did have that was owned by the council. I think this is something, you know, we had the biggest number in the whole country of any city, and I think that was really important. Some of the ones that I lived in at the moment are in an appalling state. I mean, I know people who live in them, so I've seen them, you know. A lot of it on the outside where they're seriously deteriorating, sort of on the corner of Bronwen and Waltham Road. Oh, that lot's been done, but there's a lot just a bit further in which are in dreadful state. I do not support the covered rugby stadium at all. I think that the rugby union who want these things but never seem to put their money where their mouth is, and they should be fronting up with some money for this. I'm in the South Christchurch Library on a weekly basis with a group of women. I don't actually know what's wrong with it or why it needs to be fixed, and nor does anybody else seem to know who is actually in the library. I think it's a lovely building and it seems to be adequate at the moment anyway. Lots and lots of people don't know about Snap, Send, Solve. I don't know how you get the message out there. I think it's a stunning thing to have, and we have certainly used it in our community. And of course most people have cell phones, so most people are able to do this and get their things sorted out. And I know a number of people who have told about this have got the roads fixed in the area, or they've got the overflowing rubbish bins or mattresses that are left outside to rot. I think that the rate should be based on your income, not on the value of your property. I mean, rates always hit the poorest the hardest, no matter where they are. I think that the council should have been much tougher and could still be much tougher with the government. And I mean, I remember John Key being here. I wasn't living here at the time, but all my family were, saying nobody will be worse off. I think it's a disgrace that the government, in actual fact, hasn't fronted up with anything like what they said they would. Yes, a lot of money's come from the Youthquake Commission as if that is their money, but in actual fact, that's what it was set up for. Yes, I want to see the flood protection done. I'm really concerned about the possibility that we might have water rates one day. I think it's something no one should have to pay for. I think there's a whole educational issue around water. When we built our house in Waltham, we put 2 enormous tanks in, so all our water actually comes off our roof. And I think everybody who's building a new house, I mean, I see these things as the way of the future. We are moving to a greener society where more people are going to do those things, but I think they need to be encouraged to do them and have all that so it's there. I was really disappointed we were not allowed to put a compostable toilet in. Whereas apparently the people who buy a house when we die won't know what to do with it, although that again to me is the way of the future. Yep, I cycled in here and it certainly is much less dangerous. I wouldn't have cycled in here a few years ago. The facilities thing, certainly if this means putting money into the gondola or adventure park or something similar like that, I do not support it at all. I just don't think rates money should be going into private providers. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Down to the bottom about other comments. The Waltham Park, which desperately needs an upgrade. The play area should be moved away from Waltham Road, which is extremely busy, to the corner of Bunyan and Demet Streets. New play equipment should replace what is currently there, which is quite inappropriate. The concrete bowl, skateboard bowl, should be done away with. It's not useful to what it's originally intended. And I'd love to see the pool. The pool's open in summertime until much later at night, especially during the school holidays. You know, possibly 9 o'clock. I mean, if you go there at 5 o'clock and bring all your family, and then you might have, you know, eat there. You know, kids love to spend a lot of time in the pool. It's extremely good for them, instead of all that going on their little machines. And I don't think there should be any fee paid by primary school children. I'm a mother of 6. There is no way I could have afforded that. I used to live in Beckenham and Fisher Ave, 25 years, and I could never have afforded to. We built our own pool, I have to say, because my husband was a builder. But we could never have afforded to take our kids as often as kids like to swim, and I think it's such an important and healthy exercise for kids to do, and especially in Waltham, which is community.
Thank you very much. I think you've covered off all of the elements of your submission. Much appreciated. Thank you.